Are you feeling better or worse about the Lakers repeating?
Worse. I didn't think that LeBron looked the same in the first half. I saw Anthony Davis struggling. I questioned their durability. I questioned their three-point shooting outside of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And I questioned their free throw shooting, particularly because the ball is in LeBron James' hands and he's a 73% career shooter. And I think that when you're going up against some of these teams, that's one of the problems they don't have. They make perimeter shots and they hit free throws. And I think that that's the kind of thing you have to be concerned about, particularly with the road that the Lakers have to travel. Having to probably go on the road for each series against relatively physical teams, but physical teams that actually have perimeter shooters. That's my concern, and that's what I'm worried about with them.
I feel exactly the same as I did before the game. I don't think they beat a Nets big three, but I think they can get out of the West. What was obvious, like here are the questions going in. Are they going to miss Rondo, right? Because just because you're a guy like Schroeder who can perform in the regular season, can you be Rondo in the playoffs? The answer was no. Schroeder's okay. He was just a guy last night. Rondo's not just a guy in the playoffs. He's an all-star. That gives them a big three last year. They don't have that this year. On the other hand, the operative word being big, the Lakers have a lot of size with guys who can play. The addition of Andre Drummond, when you have Drummond and AD and LeBron on the court, you're just going to dominate the boards. You're going to get extra possessions. And we saw it last night. Lakers should have been blown out, really, in terms of shots they were missing and the way they were playing, but they were able to dominate on the glass and on the defensive end. And I think now, AD not hitting shots, LeBron can hit big shots. AD from the outside can do it, but last year was not typical of his career. He normally does not shoot as well from the outside as he did last year. I don't expect him to this year. He can just do his normal thing. We saw Wes Matthews come in off the bench and be a real 3-and-D veteran guy who helped change the game. The Lakers have enough to beat the Suns, to beat the Jazz, maybe even the Clippers. I think those are all tough series. I don't think they have enough shooting, Stephen A., to beat the Nets. But that's the only team I think they simply don't have enough to beat.
Well, I actually feel better about the game from last night, about the Lakers and the way that they played last night. And here's why. I mean, they played horrible offensively, but they still got the win. And second of all, they're not going to go against the Steph Curry every single night. Nobody in the league is playing like Steph Curry. He's the toughest player in the league to guard. I don't care what you say about Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, anybody, Giannis, you can name them all. Jason Tatum. Right now, Steph Curry is the hardest person to guard in the NBA. The way he moves without the basketball, the way that you have to trap him, the way that he's able to get to the basket, split double teams. I mean, he's just a magician right now, and this is why I say he's the best player in the league. That's one thing. They're not going to play against him. Second thing, Max, listen. Draymond Green guards Anthony Davis better than anyone I've ever saw, right, and ever seen. When I was with the Pelicans and we went up against the Golden State Warriors, I watched Draymond Green give Anthony Davis fits. Anthony Davis is not going to see Draymond Green anymore. He's going to see other bigs that he's going to dominate like he did last year in the bubble. Dennis Schroeder, Stephen A. On Stephen A. Sports Center, you remember I called him out, I said he wanted $100 million. It was his time to step up and show it. I still stand by that, but then I give him somewhat of a pass for last night because he is coming out of the COVID situation, right? And a lot of players have said that it's taking them a minute. They don't know. Some days they feel good. Some days they feel like they have a headache or a concussion or whatever the case may be. They have different symptoms, and they don't, like Jason Tatum said, it took a month for him to get back to where he originally was feeling great, right? But the Lakers' defense was so on point last night in the second half. It was a beautiful thing to watch. Playing boxes and elbows, helping the helper, taking away driving gaps, getting deflections. You know what happens when your shots are not falling? Then you force turnovers and get out in transition. That's what the Lakers done last night. So when I look at the Lakers defense, I'm looking at a guy like Alex Caruso who came in and who was being a pest to Steph Curry, right, down the stretch. You look at a guy like Wes Matthews. The Lakers have so much depth that they could go to different guys, and Frank Vogel could search out different guys to plug in the rotation to give them life. Kyle Kuzma actually played well on the defensive end last night. So the Lakers' defense is just so good that the nights that they are struggling offensively, they're going to win games because of their defense.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.